It is a massive honor to have the commercial director of Eaton Hall, Sam Hargreaves, on the Flying Target podcast today. But before we hear from Sam Hargreaves from Eaton Hall, and I lose any more hair, could I please ask that you subscribe to the Flying Target YouTube channel? To get monetized, I need to get to 1,000 subscribers and get 4,000 watch hours. So if you could watch the video to the end, that will help. And if you could share it amongst your followers, help even more. Thank you so very much in advance. Let's hear from Sam Hargreaves.
Thank you, Andre. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Within the last 2 weeks, you've made a huge announcement, one of the biggest clay target shooting events in the world coming to Eaton Hall in 2026.
We are hosting arguably the biggest competition that's ever happened in shooting here at Eaton Hall next year from the 6th of June to the 14th. So you need to put the date in the diary. What's going to be happening, mate?
Major comp, minimum £200,000 prize pot with cash and prizes. And we are basically doing, what are we doing, Clive?
Right, English sporting, sport trap. It's going to be spread across all the days. You'll qualify each day for the grand final on the Sunday, the 14th of June.
Yeah, we are very, very busy. The whole team are. Sid and Amy, who own Eaton Hall, have employed a fantastic team, and I'm very glad to be a part of it. I suppose, I think it shines throughout. Everybody here is committed to the cause. What we've made happen since we got the keys on the 6th of January this year, I'm well aware, is nothing short of incredible. I think we had a lot of doubters. We set out some massive, massive plans, and touch wood, we've managed to achieve them. And now we're putting into place our calendar for 2026, which is just immense. Amy and myself actually had a moment this afternoon where we just sat back and said, is this ever going to get any, is it ever going to slow down? And it's apparently not. So, it's good. We're very, very happy with how it's all gone. And from what it's grown to be, and to be sat here where I am, even, is still mental. I'm currently sat in the office here at Eaton Hall. So, lots going on, but really pleased with where we're at with it all.
Sam, you guys, as you can see in the background there, are very much at the forefront of social media. The Eaton Hall project has been well documented on your socials.
Yeah, absolutely. My other business, Tweedle, is a fantastic project of that. Like, without social media for us as Tweedle, we would be nothing. And we also have a podcast like yourself, which works really well. And Charlie, who has worked for Tweedle alongside myself for going on 3 years now, he made the leap to sort of move down to Eaton Hall with me. And I think together as a team, myself, Amy, and Charlie, marketing has been a massive, massive thing. And we plan it out week by week of what we're doing and when we're doing it and how we're posting it. The weekly vlog was a fantastic idea by us all. So every Sunday on YouTube, we do a weekly update of what's happening at Eaton Hall. And I think because of the scale of the project and the build, it was quite an easy thing to document. But that gained a lot of interest. We've over 18 million views since January the 6th on Eaton Hall Shooting Ground across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And, they're phenomenal views. And you don't hear about those sort of views in the shooting world at all. No. But it's testament to everything. It's testament to, the branding, the build, the grandness of it. And also I just think ultimately the team is, everyone's committed to the cause. We're all on the same path. And the things that, like you say, the competition next year, it's just another little thing that we've got. And there's plenty more to come, by the way.
Yeah,
that's just another little string to our bow.
Well, okay, let's tell the story. So, Eaton Hall formerly used to be known as Doveridge up until you guys got the keys in January. And someone who I lived in the UK for a couple of years. Building in the UK is not easy, but you guys built a world-class clubhouse with restaurant, conference center. I mean, you're sitting in the office there now. It wasn't there a few months ago. How did you get this done?
So in July last year, I always have a stand at the Game Fair, which was at Blenheim Palace in 2024. And I've met Sid before shooting, as well as Charlie Carden, who's one of his business partners. And they came on the stand at Blenheim with Sid and Amy, his wife, who was the first time meeting them. And they sort of called me and asked me if I've got 5 minutes. And they said, look, we've sort of got a bit of a plan in place. We're thinking of buying Doveridge Clay Sports. And I was like, all right, okay. And telling me the plans and X, Y, and Z. And they said, would you want to be involved? We don't really know in what capacity yet, but would you want to be involved? And actually quite a nice story is Amy's family farm is literally, as the crow flies through that window, 2 miles away, where Amy grew up. And Sid, I think when he was 15, was actually a trapper here. He at Doveridge Clay Sports, he sat on his Sundays filling traps and flinging them in the air. So they've been extremely successful as a couple. They're very, very good at business. And one of the arms to the business is they have a facilities management company. That facilities management company is obviously owned and operated by Sid and Amy. They have a fantastic team headed up by Alex, who under him has hundreds and hundreds of tradesmen. They also have Level Civils, which is a civils company, Groundworks company, which Charlie Carden helped Sid with as well. So together, the two companies, from the minute we got the keys on the 6th of January, and by the way, from July, and the game fair in July to the end of the year, we were planning a lot. I think between November and December, I spent more time at Sid and Amy's house than I did at my own house, just going through little bits and pieces of what we can do. And at that point, we knew what we wanted to achieve. We just didn't really know what it would look like, because actually Doveridge was still operative by Clive, Sue, and the family, and Steve. And Clive still works here with us today. And so it was still operative. We couldn't come down and sort of get our ideas. Obviously, we could come and have a look, but we didn't have the keys, so we couldn't get our teeth into it. So it was more just a guessing game at that point. And then when we did get the keys, the lads descended on the place, the ground workers, the tradesmen, the sparkies, you name it. It was like, I remember on the 6th of January, there must have been 150 men in high-vis jackets running around the place. We tarmacked the top drive the second day we had it on the way in. Then we tarmacked the car park the third day. And all the while, customers are coming down like, what is going on here? And genuinely, since that day, the pace just hasn't stopped. And at the point as well of us taking over, we always knew we were going to have the British Open Sporting at the end of August, Sporting and Sport Trap. So that was our sort of, we had no option, but this place had to be ready by then.
Yeah. And you did a great job there. I mean, and also some new innovation. I mean, live streaming it on social media. You and Mark Windsor commentating. I'd like to return to your other company, though, because Tweedle is also an incredible story.
Yeah, so I've always been surrounded by game shooting. My family are game shooters. They're not traditionally clay shooters. And growing up for me, I just loved it. I'd shoot pigeons with my air rifle all day long. I was in camouflage, pretending I was duck hunting because I watched Duck Commander on TV in America, and you name it. And as you get older, you start to understand how much shooting actually costs. So when my dad used to leave me at home, I'd understand why, because he'd be like, it's my day and I've spent a lot of money doing this. And otherwise, if he would take me, and I wouldn't get my own peg, I understand why, because it's a lot of money. And I always wanted to shoot at the top estates. You look around us in England, we're very, very blessed. I believe the best driven shooting in the world. And we're surrounded where we're situated now in the centre of the country. We're 2 hours away from Yorkshire, 2 hours away from Exmoor, 2 hours away from Wales, and you've got some of the best driven pheasant shooting in the world. And it costs money. And everyone that shoots, I believe, would always love and dream to go and shoot at one of them shoots. Likewise, a lot of people shooting, a budget gun would love to have a Perazzi or a Krieghoff or a Beretta or you name it. And the list goes on. Cartridges are expensive. Everything about shooting is expensive. And so that was where the idea came from. There's a lot of competition companies in the UK. It's quite a popular thing. I know a few people that own them. And so in COVID, I was watching those competition companies and I thought, you know what? Shooting industry needs a competition company. And that's what Tweedle is. And we're 5.5 years old now. We've had a fantastic run. We've got some fantastic customers. We've met some incredible people through it. I'm really, really proud of what it is today.
You mentioned that you came from a game shooting background more than Clay's, but I mean you are a good shot. I've seen on the videos you are no slouch behind a shotgun. Has the Clay bitten? Have you thought about getting more competitive?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I've shot clays on a Sunday with friends, having a laugh all my life. I've never shot competitively. This year, I've started shooting quite a bit, obviously because it's on the doorstep, and we can have a bit of a play after work. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm no clay shot, that's for sure, yet anyway. But we have fun doing it, and yeah, no, I wouldn't mind shooting a bit more competitively if we get the chance in the near future.
I suppose the problem now is though, being the commercial director of what, by all accounts, I mean, my podcast is very young. I've had about 12 episodes where I've spoken to various clay target shooters from around the world. We have spoken about Eaton Hall about 5 times to 5 different shooters. It is the most spoken about thing. Now, and I suppose now the problem is Eaton Hall is going to be competing for these big tournaments.
We sort of set our sights on our own vision, and we'll stick in our lane. We are what we are. Every ground is unique. There's a lot of fantastic shooting grounds, Churchill's being one of them. And, yeah, of course, we want to host some big competitions. But equally, it's part of the reason why we've sort of gone out and done our own, because, you're in charge of your own destiny. We feel like after, putting the infrastructure in here like we have done, we can put on some fantastic competitions. If the world was to be offered to us, then happy days. However, it's one of those things, you can't set your sights on things that aren't promised. So
Yeah.
If it happens, then great.
It is refreshing, though, to have something positive and something exciting to talk about within the shooting world. And like I say,
Yeah.
the last couple of years, we've seen with Georgia shooting for Gyra. There's a big money shoot coming to Abu Dhabi at the end of the year. Now we've got Eaton Hall, £200,000.
There's a great buzz around the ground. There is a great feel about it. And it's just exactly what we wanted. And yeah, long may it continue,
Yeah. Okay, well, so it's no different in South Africa because everything about the shooting sports gets imported either from the UK or Europe. So I heard a birdie whisper that Tweedle could be coming to South Africa.
Yeah, potentially, mate.
This is exciting.
Potentially.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
So I take it it's still in the early works. You haven't sort of made any hard and fast plans.
No, it's still in the works. We've got a lot of prizes lined up to sort of be won and maybe taken in South Africa for a few things. Sid's very well connected out there. He spent a lot of time in Africa doing bits and bobs. And so in that side of things, we might be doing some packages. We've taken winners over to Argentina before, which is amazing. We've done a lot of stuff in Spain on partridge and bits and pieces. So it'd be nice to do stuff in Africa as well.
As we go into the game season now, and you guys are busy with that, are things slowing down at Eaton Hall? I don't believe so, but I have to ask the question.
No, they're not, mate. No, not at all. We've got Win Series coming up now. So we have Win Series for Skeet, Sporting and Compact. They're booking up really nicely. And next year is absolutely flat out. I can't say too much, but we've done some fantastic deals for competitions with big brands. So, a lot of maybe shotgun brands, can't say too much, but they do an annual competition. There might be one or two that's not happened for a while. We're bringing them back. Rifle range is almost complete. We actually had a corporate, Benelli were in there launching a rifle today and yesterday, so that's gone really well. But it's not just yet open to the public, but we have a 300-meter tunnel, which is the only one in Europe, and we also have a 100-meter and a 200-meter open air range as well. So that's going to take off as well for the rifle side of things. And yeah, we've actually started. There's a bit of a meeting happened today about the next phase, which is we're putting 12 more sporting stands in. So yeah, amongst the 400 traps that are already on the ground. So no, they're not slowing down at all. And then actually, I must add, we're putting in 36 bedrooms of accommodation.
Incredible. So you not only can you come and experience first class shooting, you can stay on the premises.
Correct. Yeah.
Incredible.
That's early next year, but that's happening. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll definitely have to have a catch up, I think, later this year in the run up to early next year. Sam Hargreaves, the commercial director of Eaton Hall and the director of Tweedle, thank you so much for your time on the Flying Target podcast.
Thank you, Andre. Appreciate it.